Hey everyone, I'm Kosmo and welcome to another Trailmakers video. In this video, I want to try and make a ground effect vehicle. Now some of you guys may be wondering, what is a ground effect vehicle? And some of you may actually be able to explain this better than I can, but the idea of ground effect is to decrease the lift-induced drag of an airfoil. Now before we get into that, let's actually remember how an airfoil works. Well, in layman terms, how an airfoil works. An airfoil creates high pressure underneath, low pressure above, and as a result, lift is created and the airplane can lift off the ground. Now, that high pressure and that low pressure stays fairly consistent above and below for the duration of the wing, but at the tip of the wing, they actually meet and cause a bunch of nonsense that is referred to as lift-induced drag, which becomes a big deal if you are trying to make an efficient airfoil. Figure I get into my own plane here. But given everything I just said, guys, that is exactly why gliders actually have very long and slender wings, because that actually decreases the lift-induced drag. Now, how do you make a plane that is effective and doesn't have extremely long, ginormous wings that are just, very impractical? You utilize ground effect. Well, what is ground effect, right? I keep saying that, ground effect, but what is ground effect? Well, ground effect, to my understanding, is a phenomena that helps support and stabilize wings that are close to an extended surface such as water, ice, or just ground, right? Now, I'm not actually going to get into the deep physics of it, simply because I don't think I have an intimate enough understanding of it to even be able to explain it to you guys, but I do have a general idea of it, and I think it is very cool, and I think it would be really cool to build a vehicle that, can do something like that in this game. I don't know if the physics will fully support it, but I do have some ideas on how to potentially make it work. So we're gonna get right to it. Now, there are actually several, different ways to go about a ground effect vehicle. You can have, a design that the Russian ekranoplans. It's so weird saying Russian words in English when you actually know how to say them in Russian. Ekranoplan. But then in English, it's like ekranoplan. I don't know. It just sounds weird to me, guys. But basically, there's that wing design, which is like a regular airplane, but much shorter and stubbier wings. I am probably going to throw up an image right now. And now obviously you do lose stability like that, so what they do is they add an elevated tail wing that actually helps stabilize the whole craft, which is pretty cool. Now we also have, I think it's called a delta wing design, and we also have a tandem wing design. So I am really curious to try the straight wing design, which is the first one that I talked about, or potentially the third one, which is a tandem wing. I kind of want to start with a tandem wing, guys, because I think I might have better results with that. So let's give that a go. I'm going to start building. Now, I do want to start building in the water, because that way I don't have to worry about crashing into stuff. So this thing is going to float, and then hopefully, raise out of the water and travel above the water, at like 10 feet or something. I don't know exactly how I'm going to cap it yet at 10 feet, but I also have an idea for that. So let's give it a go. I think to start, I'm just going to build something really simple and just see how it behaves. Alrighty, guys, here is my initial test rig. I'm just going to give this a go and, essentially see how it goes. Also, why is my stuff reversed? Very peculiar. I don't know if that is enough. Oh, no. What? What the heck? Come back. Hey, come back. Oh, because I have it on toggle. That's why. Alrighty, so let's see how this thing actually works. It doesn't. So I added more thrusters to it, and I added more wings to try and get more lift. But so far, it's pretty good at being a submarine, and that's about it. Well, you know what they say, guys. If all else fails, add more wings. It could just be that it's a little heavy, I don't know. Heavy, not aerodynamic, all that fun stuff. Oh. Okay, so we made it out of the water, but we're not exactly ground affecting. Gotta find the right angle, I think. Oh, nope, too much. Hey, it flies kind of well, actually. Ish. Made a flying carpet, guys. Knights of Arabia. Beautiful. Oh boy. Oh boy. Okay, just stop. Just stop. Cut it out. So the front is actually fine. I think it's the back that needs to be controlled. We almost need to, like, adjust the front and the back separately, you know? I think I'm gonna put them on different controls. Okay, so now that should actually work better. Hopefully. Let's give this a go. Oh, nope, the front is too far. The biggest thing is figuring out the angles, guys. If the angles are good, then we're good. But if the angles aren't good, well, that's a different story. Oh, man, this is tough. Okay, oh, we're almost coming out of the water. Oh, no. So close. And the thing is like, I have an idea on how to stop it from gaining elevation, but I don't think it will work here if it's that abrupt. So we still have some fine-tuning to do. I mean, the front pontoons aren't in the water, but the back ones are. Oh, jeez. Let's try and adjust the rear wing angle a little bit. Oh, no. Oh, no. It's tough, man. It's all in the rear angle. Flies really nicely, though. I gotta give it that. It flies very nicely. Until it doesn't, you know. Glides very well. Oh, kind of. I keep saying that, and then it just stops functioning every time I give it a compliment. It's like, oh, actually, I'm gonna suck at everything. Oh, boy. A little too much. I mean, we're definitely not ground affecting, but we are flying very well, kind of. Oh, boy, there we go. I was waiting for the torpedo. Okay, so what if... I'm just curious about something. What if we put these wings way up high? Basically, try and mix the straight wing design with the tandem wing design. I don't know, man. Who knows? Looks good to me. Let's give that a go. Interesting. So that keeps it downwards, which makes sense. This thing takes off minty now. I wonder if I can get away with less thrust. Oh, no. I don't want this to be a crazy fast vehicle. I just wanted to have ground effect. Great. Oh, boy. Oh, the back is just like doing its own thing. Wow. This thing glides really nicely, man. Like, what? This thing is epic. Now I just have to, you know, figure out a way to make it work just above ground. I want to try even less thrust. Guys, I think this could work, kind of. I just gotta keep this thing down. It looks really goofy, actually. Oh, jeez. Let's bring this baby down. So I removed, like, all of the wings, essentially, and I raised the front wings as well. It seems like this works a lot better when the wings are already at the height that they kind of need to be at after it takes off. So I don't know if that's true or not, but that kind of seems to be the case. I'm gonna do a little more testing here because like it basically takes off like right away. We're essentially hovering. Well, we are hovering. Now I just have to figure out a way to keep the nose down, you know? So let's do that. Yo, this flies so good though. Ish. I wonder if it'll fly the same if I just lower the wing. I'm gonna try that. Because I do want it to look like semi-normal. Alrighty, so I know the position of the wings in relation to everything else changed, but the wings themselves in relation to each other are basically exactly the same. So let's give it a go. Interesting. But I want to try it on water. A little too much front lift, which could be attributed to having too many wings up front. Not a big deal. We do have wings to remove. Okay, let's give this a go in the water again. Okay. We're actually, I think we're basically lifted off, guys. We're gliding above the water. Like, this is in the water, you see? We're essentially above the water, guys. We're essentially ground affecting right now, but we're skimming across the water just a teeny bit. I need a little bit of lift, you know? Just a teeny bit of lift, like so. Like so. Like that. And that's all I need. That's all I need. This would be so cool, man. Okay, perfect. Okay, now comes the hard part of adding stuff to this thing and hoping that it doesn't mess up the balance. But that's okay. That's okay. I'm actually really excited to give this a go. Let's give it some wings for stability, you know? That always helps, I think. You know, some small tail fins here and there. Alrighty. Gonna do small iterations to make sure that I'm not drastically changing anything. Ooh, we're having a bit of a harder time lifting off now. No. Ooh, I almost don't like that. Too much lift in the front. Too much lift in the front. Let's change that. Way too... like, even more lift in the front now. What? How does that make any sense? I think I'm happy with where it's at, guys. And I think I'm ready to start adding some of the, you know, critical modules that are going to help us both steer this thing and also keep it more stable in flight. Alrighty guys, so what I have here is basically the front wing is on servos. Now actually the rear wing is on servos as well, but the only reason I did that is for weight distribution. The rear servos are actually locked in place. I don't want them to ever move, at least not at the moment. But the front wing, I do actually want to be able to adjust for, you know, the pitch, that's the word, the pitch. So what I have here is I have an altitude sensor which controls the front two servos, which will hopefully, you know, do what I need it to do. So let's give that a try. I have it set at 20, I guess, well, value 20, whether it's 20 blocks, 20 meters, 20 feet, 20 bananas, I don't know. It's set to 20, so once it gets to 20, it should technically stop the thing from elevating further. So let's give that a go. Oh, we are going in the wrong direction. that was part of the test, just to figure out whether I did it in the right direction or not, and I did not. So let's reverse the output, and let's set that to like 7 meters. There. Oh, it actually does say meters, so yeah, I guess it does give you a unit of measurement. Okay, let's give that a go. I do still have to take off myself, but that's okay. Okay, and we're off. Tough, man, it's tough, because like it overcorrects it, you know, it overcorrects it. It almost needs to, I almost need to have a secondary altitude sensor that keeps it in between like a certain value. So let's give that a go. Actually, let's try and do trigger below 7, and we're going to set these servos to very low angle. 5, I think, is the lowest it can go. Yeah, 5, low speed, low angle. Let's see how that does. So right now, it should technically be trying to lift up. It should be. Oh, right, it's not. I never set it to trigger. Derp. Oh, those are already being triggered. How do I do that? Alrighty, guys, so I seem to have figured out, well, I think I'm getting closer to figuring it out, but it seems like it is adjusting itself in the right direction now. However, I did decide to do it one step at a time again and get, you know, get the actual stability figured out, and then I can get the takeoff figured out. So when we get above 7 here, there you go, it pitches down, but just not enough pitching down. So I wonder if we either need help from the rear. I almost, because I don't want crazy wing angles. That's my whole thing, right? Is I don't want crazy wing angles, because the higher the wing angle, the longer it takes for it to return back to neutral, meaning we don't get nearly as much response. So I think I'm actually going to try utilizing that rear wing as well to you know, to keep it straight. So what I want is altitude of 7 meters again, and I want a negative output because I wanted to pitch up, and I wanted to trigger when it's below 7. So anytime we're below 7, I wanted to trigger, but if we go above 7, I wanted to trigger the other. I mean, I don't know, guys. Let's try. We might have to mess around with values here. Alrighty, so let's see how this thing takes off, and it hopefully corrects itself. Oh boy. Oh boy. Yeah. Great correction. This is why I want very, very small angles, because I want everything to be gradual. This is horrible. Let's try that again. I actually have a better idea, I think. Not a better idea, but I think if we adjust these values to maybe something even lower, we might have better luck, because it's not going to give it too much time to, you know, to lift up and become vertical. Let's give that a go. Okay, so it's taking off. It's trying to take off. Perfect. And not fast enough. Just not fast enough. We almost need to take off with the rear, guys. We almost need to take off with like a different set of wings, you know? I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch these guys back down to 5. We're going to try that. If that doesn't work, I'm going to have the fronts and the rears work separately. So let's try that. I do have my speed set kind of low, so that is another thing I could try, is bump up the speed of my servos. But let's just try this, since we're already doing it. Okay. Oh, Oh, no, too much. Oh, man. We were so close to victory. Also, the controls get all messed up sometimes. Like, the values for the logic, I keep having to switch it between 1 and -1 because for some reason it keeps switching the values. I almost feel like doing front and rear separately. I almost feel like doing the front for takeoff and the rear for flight stability. Let's give that a go. Somebody can let me know why the need for my output to change keeps changing. I don't understand why that keeps happening, guys. But I'll respawn it and the output is just triggering my stuff in a different direction. So, not sure what's going on there. Progress. We have progress. So as you can see, guys, I added some more correctional wings. I added a weight up front. But the biggest thing that I figured out, well, actually, I didn't figure it out, but the biggest thing that I managed to solve with the help of the community is why my servos kept turning in different directions every time I would respawn my creation. So thank you to Alvaroping1 for pointing out that my servos were actually moving in opposite directions, and I guess the game just kind of picks which direction to go in at that point. Which is why it feels randomized. Now, the way to fix that actually is to go into your servo here, into your settings, and reverse the speed of it. If you're using logic inputs as opposed to manual inputs, you actually have to reverse the speed as opposed to, you know, the controls here, which wouldn't even make sense because the controls aren't even controlling the servo at that point. So anyway, we got that figured out, and this thing actually kind of manages to, you know, stay upright in flight now. We do need to do some roll. We do need to make some roll adjustments, and we do need yaw. But let me demonstrate to you guys how this thing flies right now. This is all fully automated. I only turned on the thrusters. So as you can see, it's actually not horrible. However, it is certainly not like, I don't think it's GEV spec. You know, I don't think it's I don't think we're experiencing any sort of ground effect here. But we are flying relatively close to the ground, and it is kind of cool, actually. Like I said, fully automatic. You can see the adjustments being made there. I also added the angle sensors, I guess. I should have mentioned that. I added the angle sensors to basically correct the vehicle from pitching too far back or too far forward and keeping, you know, a relatively horizontal flight. The only thing is that it's obviously still gaining altitude, you know? I don't know how to really fix that other than just by doing my own micro corrections. Like, for example, this one altitude sensor right now is telling the rear wing to pitch all the way down, and it's doing just that, but it's not enough. It's not enough. I could actually try placing maybe a different weight up front, a 50 kilo weight instead of you know, a 30 kilo weight, but at the same time, I'm just not sure, but let's give that a try. Before we get into pitch here, let's give that a try. Alrighty, 50 kilogram weight up front. Let's see what this is like. Oh man, too much. Too much. I wonder actually if we should just give it a little more space to take off here. You know, what if we set this to 2? And we set this guy to 2 as well. Just make sure that's set. Yep. And this way we'll give it a little bit more height to kind of level out, you know? We'll see though, we'll see. Oh, okay, here comes the leveling out, and not enough. Not enough leveling. Oh, come back. Let's see what happens again. So it goes up, it corrects downwards, and now it just doesn't have the correction to go in the other direction. Okay, so here's what we can do. We can try actually adjusting the angle of this here back to 10 to give it just a little bit more, sorry, roll. We need to do roll. I keep saying pitch. We need to do roll and yaw. But let's see if adjusting the pitch a little more will actually help this thing correct itself better. Okay, and we're up. And correction. No, that is too much of a correction. Way too much of a correction. Okay, so we need to go back to 5. And I think what needs to happen is we need to adjust these guys right here to maybe like 12. Got a little bit more range on those stabilizer wings, so let's see how that goes. Oh, so close, man, so close. Now, I wonder if it's going to oscillate a lot now. It might oscillate a lot. That's why you want to keep the angles kind of low, because otherwise the corrections are a little too not abrupt, but a little too excessive. And as a result, it just ends up trying to, like, you know, min-max between the two and just ends up oscillating. So here we go. Let's try that again. And we have take off. There we go. Take off. Perfect. Wow. Wow. This is better, guys. This is so much better. Holy moly, this thing actually, like... Okay, I am so stoked on this, guys. We need roll now. We need roll and we need yaw. I think we're still kind of going up a little bit, but whatever. Okay, let's get roll figured out. Man, I hate adding new stuff to creations because it just totally messes up everything you've done. Totally messes it up. Alrighty, let's build this. Guys, it actually works. Like, it actually works. Wow. It's a little high off the ground again, but it actually works. I need a little more weight up front. Just need a little more weight up front. Actually, I'm going to do this strategically. I'm going to calculate the weight of everything that I added, roughly, because I did change some stuff around here. But basically, I'm just going to add up the weight of all the stuff that I added, and then add that to my 30 kilo weight, and then figure out what the difference is between that and a 50 kilo weight. So I'm actually missing about like 7 kilos of weight up front. So let's see how we can add that. Alrighty, added a little bit of weight. Let's give this a go. Okay, and we're up. Perfect. How's the altitude gain? Not that much actually. It might gain more over time, but we're fairly level here, guys. Like, it keeps wanting to go down, and we keep adjusting it. This is excellent. I do actually want to... Yeah, I'm gonna throw another altitude sensor on this just so I can monitor my altitude. Actually, while we're at it, let's do some yaw. Now, I suppose I could put yaw on these rear fins, like rear and front fins, but I could also just do a helicopter gyro, like a helicopter engine, and call it a day. You can call it a night too, but I don't think that's how the saying goes. Alrighty, we got turning there, and we got turning there. Takeoff, corrections, takeoff, perfect. Excellent. Okay, we have the roll stabilization going on too. Very nice. Let's try turning. Oh, I'm actually turning. This is cool, guys. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. We're good. We're good. Woo. Stabilize yourself, baby. Stabilize yourself. Calm yourself. Calm yourself down. Oh no. Oh no. It's way out of whack. Okay, it was going really well, actually. It was going quite well. I feel like maybe we need like some aero up front or something. Hey guys, Future Kosmo here. I'm sitting here and editing this video, and I realized that my microphone, for whatever reason, started making really awful noises, so I do apologize for that. It does get a lot worse after this part in the footage, so I figured I would just voice over and, you know, tell you guys basically what happened. As you can see, the craft is flying really well right now. I think at the current moment it is at around 8 meters in height above the water. Now, I did look it up, I did Google it, and a standard acranoplan actually flies around 3 meters above the water, but in testing, it's known to have reached up to 20 meters in height. So I'm somewhere in that test range right now, and I am calling this a success, guys. This thing is flying absolutely autonomously. The only thing that I'm doing is yaw. I am only doing yaw. Everything else is being done automatically. It's stabilizing itself. It's just doing a fantastic job. Probably better than I could actually do myself, let's be honest. This is definitely a success in my books, guys. Now, one important thing to mention is I don't know, and actually I don't think that I am, you know, achieving a ground effect in this current situation. I don't know if the game can actually support that kind of phenomena, that kind of physics. But I do think that we created the vehicle here that simulates that quite well, and that I'm really proud of, and I'm really excited to show it off to you guys. However, as you can see, it is actually starting to gain some altitude, so what I did is I went and I added some more weight to try and balance it out. Flying much better now, and granted I could make more adjustments, but I think we're at a point here where, you know, I think it flies well enough. You know, we can kind of call it a job well done, and maybe revisit it at a later time where we can make it, you know, potentially fly better. I also increased the turning radius. I bumped up the helicopter motors so I can actually, you know, steer towards the island now. The turning radius beforehand was extremely large, and it felt like it would take forever to get back to my starting point. This thing just flies absolutely fantastic now, though, guys. It's so stable. It blows my mind. I love it. Even just looking at this right now, it makes me so happy knowing that I managed to achieve, you know, fairly stable flight in this vehicle. And it's not even climbing. It's at like 4 or 5 meters, which is the best part. But I guess we're gonna call it a video here, guys. If you did enjoy the video, please let me know in the comments below. Let me know in the comments if you think this qualifies as a ground effect vehicle, or if you think the game just kind of, you know, neglects that physics phenomena. So let me know what you guys think in the comments below. I love hearing your thoughts. I love reading your comments, especially the positive ones. And if you did like the video, click the like button down below. Helps the video be seen by other people. The algorithm does its magic. And if you guys aren't subscribed yet, subscribe for more awesome content. And I will see you guys in the next video. Oh, okay, that was all me right there. That was all me. That's all human error. See? It's always human error. Don't blame the machine. Blame the human. Actually, I just realized we never tried landing this thing, so let's give that a go. Wow. Extremely smooth. Extremely smooth. Well, guys, I will see you later. This was so much fun. Bye.